Yes. It's Justin Wilson, and you're listening to Deep Program. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. This is the part of the show where I like to remind you that for one measly American dollar a month, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Radio Free Radio, and you help keep the station afloat. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It keeps the station running. I mean, that's the very bottom line. Yes, you get everything we put out, and that's important because you get something from it. You know, you'll go to the Patreon, and every day, at least 4 hours of programming is coming out, period. And that's cool. But the biggest, baddest, most important thing you're doing is supporting an independent radio station, and we can't thank you enough for your support. And we want everybody on board because we think that's the only way that we can get something accomplished, is if we all do it together. You know, drawing from all parts. Today we're going to be talking about Green Day. And Deprogram is becoming slowly one of my favorite shows because you never know. I mean, you never know who's coming in. You know, like we're doing Green Day, and every week I do a different band, and sometimes it's going to be super fans, sometimes it's going to be middle of the road fans, sometimes you're going to start, researching the band, and you're going to find, well, maybe I didn't like it, or like what happened with me with Radiohead, I found out that I liked them a lot more than I thought I did. It's a great experiment to find out, where you lie with these bands. And like I said, we're talking about Green Day today. And Joe Leone back in for his second round. Yeah, thanks for coming back, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
You sent me a text after the Blink episode, and you sent me like a short list of bands.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I've got a guy who wants to do Green Day too. Let's do Green Day.
Perfect.
So
that was right after, because I re-listened to the Blink episode because I loved doing it so much, and then I loved listening to it so much as well. So
we did a lot of sing-alongs on the Blink.
We sure did. Yeah, good.
But and again, like that's the difference between each of the episodes too, because like each band invokes something different from you. Like the Blink, that made us do sing-alongs, and the Local H one made me do a lot of electric guitar, like a lot of air guitar. It just is what it is, and it's a lot of fun. And we're also joined by Kyle Russo, said person who said, I want to do Green Day.
I want to do Green Day.
And phrasing.
Hey.
But no, Green Day was, one of the first 10 bands on my mind when I thought of doing this show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I don't have anybody to do Green Day with. And then you were here for the Little Pants interview, and you said, man, I'd like to do a Green Day one. And I was like, sweet.
Match made in heaven.
Right? And then, you pair it up with Joe, and now we're here. So I found that I fell right into the category where I thought it was going to be. Insomniac, easily my favorite record.
Yeah, middle Green Day years are really good. Insomniac and Nimrod, really good albums.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually found that going back, I hated Dookie at the time because of the radio play.
Right.
I knew you were going to say that.
Just so much.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I'm easy to read, but it was so much oversaturation. And going back and listening to it, I really enjoyed Dookie. Like it actually really withstood the test of time really well. I was actually quite shocked at that. But I'm falling right into that middle Green Day. Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod is a bulk.
Well, it's starting to be like early Green Day. They're about to put out a new album this year.
Yeah, which, I guess we'll talk about that too. I finally had a chance to listen to Uno Dos Tres.
Okay.
Uno Dos Tres is actually really good.
Thank you.
Surprisingly good.
I haven't heard either. I haven't heard that.
It's
I saw when I was going through the albums and whatnot, but I didn't get a chance to listen to those.
They put out I don't know, like the logistics of when they put them out, but they all came out the same year. Uno Dos Tres.
Yeah,
three separate records.
They'll put them out like a a month in between each other, and Trey was supposed to come out January 2013. But that was around the time. Do you remember when Billy Joe Armstrong had his
rehab?
Had his his rehab fit. He
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not fucking Justin Bieber," and
yeah.
smashed his guitar.
Yeah.
Well, they canceled a ton of tour dates. One that I was going to.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they rescheduled. I was able to see him. But after they did that, they were like, "Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna release Trey early for you." So that's how it happened.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with American Idiot or 21st Century Breakdown. I think they're both fine records, but like when you put them up against, like we said, the middle ground, which is about to come early, and even Uno Dos Tres, like I feel like they pale in comparison. Like they're really well thought out, and I will give them that. Like their concepts, and they stuck to them. They wrote a record, and again, they're fine songs, they're fine records, but for me personally, I like the childish Green Day, the thoughtless Green Day.
Okay.
Like it's just really fun, simple to listen to. I don't need to think a lot about what you're singing about.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I love American Idiot
Thank you.
so much, and especially I love American Idiot because of the Broadway musical that they turned it into as well. God, I love American Idiot so much. I love the entire story that the entire record plays. And I saw them in concert when they were doing that tour for American Idiot, and so good in concert, so good.
To that point, I saw them with Blink, and I thought for sure that this is like concert made in heaven, but it was Tom and Mark hate each other Blink.
So it wasn't very.
Green Day blew them off the fucking stage. Like Green Day was outstanding, and I was like, oh well, cool. Blink's coming up next. I can't wait. And then I was just,
you're just kind of let down.
Oh wait, so that was like early 2000s.
Yeah, it was first time around they were touring self-titled.
Okay.
So it was like, man, it just bummed me out because I mean, then I ended up seeing that Blink redeemed themselves. I saw them again in 2009, and it was much better.
Yeah,
so,
I saw them with My Chemical Romance. That was fun.
Yeah. So okay, so you said that you fell pretty much right where you thought you would.
Yeah,
Does that mean just still kind of digging just the one album, or?
So no, I mean I definitely fell in American Idiot is like my a little bit before that, and that's the other thing too is with Green Day. I thought I loved Green Day so much. Going back, I really didn't like them that much.
Man,
there's not really a whole lot of songs that I actually know other than the popular ones. So going back and listening, I was like, yeah, I have no idea what this song is.
Dang.
I have no idea. Whereas if we touch on the Blink conversation real quick, going back and listening to albums, I know what the song is. I know what album it's on. Listening back to Green Day, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
So really, there's
So I fall in American Idiot, and then whatever's before that, Warning.
Yeah, Warning's right before it. Yep.
Yep. So I fall right in that time frame, which I figured I would. Because I knew I loved American Idiot so much, and that's just kind of where I was at in my I'm such a rebel, and
yeah,
politics, politics, and just that kind of time frame when American Idiot came out.
Yeah. So where do you fall?
Well, creating my list was kind of difficult. I've been a Green Day super fan since I was 10 years old, and it's wavered on and off. But every time they release a new album, I'm just like, fuck yeah, more Green Day. Let's do this. I'm gonna make y'all feel really old right now.
Thanks.
Really old.
Appreciate
right?
it.
I'm not really that old. So.
I was in 5th grade when American Idiot came out. 4th grade.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So, I wasn't exposed to Green Day on the radio until Boulevard of Broken Dreams totally was all over it. So, anyway,
I hate that song now. By the way.
Yeah.
For oversaturation or just
oversaturation?
Yeah.
So where I fell on my list is that most of my songs took place between Insomniac to American Idiot. And there are only 2 American Idiot songs on my list, and I think I had 2 Warning songs tied for 1 spot, and the rest is, Insomniac and Nimrod.
I even went backwards. It's really funny. It's really funny to think how good Dookie, Insomniac, and Nimrod came out, because I thought, well, I bet you Kerplunk and Smooth Out Slappy Hours are going to be even better. No, I didn't really care for them. I mean, they're fine. Again, they're fine records. They're fun punk records. They're pretty breezy to listen to, but just something about the refined nature of From Dookie On just really, really hit me well. And I ended up scrapping pretty much everything pre-Dookie.
Yeah, I only have one pre-Dookie song up there.
I don't even know if it's on Dookie. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Again, I don't remember. I don't remember what record that really came on. I was just going through listening, and then I remember that song and put it down.
So this is going to be an interesting list to try to come together.
It's going to be something.
I feel like the heavy lifting is going to be on me and you, Kyle.
Okay.
So that's all right.
that's
and
fine.
I'm going to pop in there with a couple of zingers.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my favorite song, and it's odd because it's a radio song, and that never happens.
You can't avoid the radio songs with
You
Green
can't.
Day.
Justin can.
Yeah, I avoided so many Blink radio songs. It's not even funny. But
okay.
It hits the right note with me. It still resonates, and we were talking about Insomniac being pretty close to perfection. Even the radio songs on Insomniac are still good. Like, they still play.
Yeah.
I'll take or leave Brain Stew and Jaded. But that's really, again, because of oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
But my number one Green Day song is Walking Contradiction.
Yeah!
Such a good song.
It
almost made my list.
but
Almost.
Joe's got it.
I got it. It's
Okay.
it's
So we'll put a
number
mark by
3.
it.
It's number 3 for me.
We'll put a mark by it, so it's in the conversation. But I mean,
I love that song.
it's so fun. Again, it screams Green Day to me. It's got like a really fun video with like them just fucking everything up as all they're doing is walking and shit's falling apart like behind them. It's just fun. I don't know any other way to put it. I just have a lot of fun listening to that song, and it makes me feel good. So that's where I'm starting. Walking Contradiction, and we're putting a mark by it. Kyle, you want to take a shot at it?
Shut up, Walking Contradiction?
Well, no, just
my favorite song?
Yeah, try out one of your songs.
Okay, well, I'll start with my number one too. Like I said, American Idiot came out when I was in 4th grade. Okay, just to put it out there.
It's all good.
Make
It's all
me
good,
feel
man.
old again.
It's
But,
hard to make Joe feel old.
Yeah, I was 17.
So my number one is the title song, American Idiot.
Yeah, buddy. I'll give you a
Alright.
high five on that
All
one.
right. And I'll tell you why. I've heard Green Day before then. I had older sisters who grew up in the 90s. I listened to, a lot of, Dookie, but I didn't exactly know. It was like, oh, it's Green Day. I was just like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, these tunes are great. But when I discovered American Idiot, it was the first thing that ever made me question authority. It was, bam, I don't want to be an American Idiot. And I just immediately thought of, hillbillies and George W. Bush and, all that kind of shit. And it stuck with me. It's still here today. And it was like Green Day was daring to be political and say fuck Bush in a post 9/11 world where I think it was not a lot of.
It was like
Them and
un-American.
Incubus.
Un-American.
Yeah,
to do
it's
that,
and I really respected that, hearing the guitar crunch come in, and I'm like, holy shit! And the drums come in, and I'm just, oh my god, I'm in love. I'm 12 years old, and what is this?
Yeah,
or 10 or whatever.
I totally piggyback on that because, like I told Justin before in our Blink conversation, is anything in my mind, if it catches me with a guitar riff, a drums, bass line, something like that, then I probably love the song. And just like you said, right off the top of the bat, American Idiot caught me first time I heard it. So it's
what's funny is that's a great radio tune.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was in love with it, and I just have this knack. I have this disdain for radio, for overplaying stuff, and I just heard it so many times that when I started putting my list together, I skipped it, and I didn't give it its just dessert to actually play it and see if it
stuck with you?
if it hit me anywhere. So that's on me, but it definitely did not make my list.
We got it though, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's in the conversation.
Yep.
Joe.
All right. Well, let's stick on American Idiot. I'm gonna see if I can nab Kyle. He said he got 2 on there, so I'm gonna go right in succession. I'm gonna go Jesus of Suburbia. No.
Sorry, no.
Damn it.
No, I got the other 9-minute epic.
Okay. I got that one too.
I actually almost did have Jesus
Did you?
Suburbia. It was an early cut when I cut down to 50, and then
50.
It's difficult, man.
Woo. That's awesome. That's great. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, again, like
I only have like 17.
I initially added all. To be fair, I initially added all of Nimrod, all of. So I mean, that's like
whole albums.
album,
yeah,
Whole albums.
So that's like
yeah.
30 of them, and I'm
I'm
like,
with-
I can't take this whole album. I can't. I gotta get
I'm
rid
with
of
you.
some of these.
I'm with you.
Okay, let's go to Nimrod for a second.
Okay.
Now, I hope one of you guys doesn't say Good Riddance.
No, it's not on mine.
It's gonna
Yeah, it's
I
on
knew
mine.
it.
It's
I
on
knew
mine.
it was gonna be
It's
on
on
Joe's.
mine.
I knew it. But again, that's oversaturation. The first time I heard it, I
most
loved
definitely.
it.
Most
But-
definitely it is.
But the same reason I loved Good Riddance when I initially heard it is the same reason I still love King for a Day. Different. Like a very different Green Day song on a very different Green Day album. And just, again, fun. Talking about cross-dressing and
Starting at the age of 4.
right? I just didn't see that coming from Green Day. And it really like just kind of when you go back and listen to that, you can see where they go as a band, even how they present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, well, that makes sense. I get it.
Have you ever seen them perform that song live?
No, actually, no.
It is a ridiculous fuck fest when they do it. Okay, it is beautiful. When I saw them, they take a minute, go backstage, come back out. Everybody's dressed up in drag or like
Beautiful.
Trey Cool's in his drunken bunny suit or something, and then they turn it into like a 9-10 minute epic, and they do like a huge medley. What's it on Bullet and a Bible? Their live DVD for American Idiot, their tour. They started singing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life."
Oh.
Spam-A-Lot. They like did. You make me wanna shout. Put your hands up. And it's really really good. So if you haven't seen their live concert footage of King for a Day, definitely check it out.
Oh, definitely. So did you have King for a Day, or did you just like the song?
It made honorable mention.
Oh, okay. So it's still in the conversation?
Yes, still is.
Word.
I love King for a Day.
All right. Kyle, you want to toss one off us here?
All right. I'm just going to keep going down my list for number 2. Number 2 is off of Nimrod, Scattered. Anybody got that?
Nope.
All right. Well, I like Scattered because the same reason I like American Idiot. I like poppy rock songs that just I don't know how to quite describe it, but it starts with I've got these scattered pictures lying on my bedroom floor. And I like the way the melody goes up and then back down again. And it's cool because it's about reminiscing about like an old love that you used to have, and then like you realize you fucked up and you'll never be as happy as you were with them, and like everybody's felt like that.
Yeah.
So that's why,
Especially growing up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, Joe.
All right. I'm just going to throw this one out there as a whim because when I heard this song it's a cover, and I just loved their version of the cover. It's I Fought the Law cover.
Oh man, I totally forgot about that.
Oh.
Nothing?
Yeah,
No.
there was
Yeah.
they did that for a Super Bowl commercial and for Pepsi.
Probably
I'm not
Pepsi.
Sure.
Probably Pepsi. Sounds
No,
like
they
Super
did it
Bowl
for
thing.
for Apple actually, for iTunes,
Oh.
because they were doing like stop pirating music, guys.
Yeah, I don't remember when they actually did that
It was
song.
early 2000s.
Yeah, but it's.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I was like, "Oh, hot damn! I dig that." That was my whole entire thought process. So,
yeah.
I dig that.
Poor Joe.
It's okay. It's all good. I told you I'm in here for the zingers. I might get one or two.
Yeah, you just toss them out, and you never know.
Yeah.
One might land.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna go. This one made my top 10. I had to think long and hard about it because it's a joke of a song, really, when you think about it. It comes at the tail end of Dookie, behind FOD, and it's all by myself. And it's a little acoustic ditty at the end.
I love it. It's not
All
on my
by
list
myself. I love that part especially. All by myself.
though. That's a song that I bust out in an open mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time though.
Oh, it's
I don't have that one.
well.
It's
I'm guessing.
I like how what's it? Trey Cool does that song.
Yeah.
And I actually got to witness him play that song.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know. He plays his songs in Dominated Love Slave and that All By Myself like once every fucking 2 years or whatever when they play.
I feel like I didn't get any deep cuts. I think I got like American Idiot straight through when I saw them. It's like, okay. I mean, it was fine. They ruled, but... All right, so I taught All By Myself, crossed out. Kyle, you're up.
Go number 3 on my list is Walking Alone off of Nimrod.
That was like literally one of my last cuts.
Oh man,
It was one of my last cuts.
Well, firstly, the harmonica just kills me in the beginning,
Yeah.
and like it kills my girlfriend too because you know how you have that thing that you really like that you want your girl or whoever to like too. Well, I was like, here, Christy, here's all of Green Day. Pick one you like, so I can be like, hi, you like this one, and she's like, oh shit, that one.
Yeah.
And that's partly why it's up there, but I also like how it's like a self-reflective song. It's about a guy who loses some friends and then has to deal with the repercussions, and like, you know, a couple of years later he's still like, you know, walking on eggshells on his old stomping ground. Yeah, there's no one really left around. I like the subject matter because, you know, I've been involved in something like that too, and it spoke to me.
Yeah. Joe?
Well, I'm going to throw this one out because I know Kyle has it. But it's the second, number 12 on American Idiot. It's Homecoming.
Yes.
And I don't know. I love that whole album because it tells the whole story to me. And definitely those 2 9-minuters, Jesus of Suburbia and Homecoming. I don't know. I really love how it goes. It's almost like you're in a concert. If you're listening to it in your car, driving on a road trip, say, it's just like you're in a concert because it just slowly. I can't talk today. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It just flows right into like the next part of that song. So a 4-part song, I don't know. I dig it a lot. So Homecoming.
Well, since we're talking about Homecoming, I'll talk about why I like it and why it's on my list. It's number 6 on my list. I didn't include Jesus of Suburbia because I know that Jesus of Suburbia, he's like, man, I'm fucking fed up with this town. I'm fed up with these cronies. I'm going to go off and live my life. And then, like, after he does his whole shit, which was American Idiot, he comes back and he's like, okay, man, I realize it now. I got to get a job. I can't, like, hang around, you know, Old Town, you know, doing stupid punk stuff. I'm like, you know what, man, you graduated. You went off and you did your, you know, going home thing or leaving home thing, and then you came back. All right, get on with your life.
Yeah. Well, and the musical explains American Idiot so much more, too, with that story. That's why I love American Idiot and then the whole musical part
yeah,
of it, too.
I would love to see it.
All right. I feel like it's time to get back to Insomniac. I've got 86. It's my second favorite Green Day song, I think. Really, 2 through 10 could probably switch just about at any point. But that day when I was listening to Insomniac, 86 just hit me right. There's no return from 86.
Don't even try.
Right? And it's a great melody, great punk song. It's nothing to really think about. It's just nice and breezy, perfect for like a summer day. Put them windows down. 86. Anybody got it?
Nah.
I know Joe doesn't.
No, I don't have it.
That's all right. That's okay.
I'm letting you down. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. All right, Kyle, you're up then.
Okay, what's it? I'm on number 4. Okay, number 4 was a tie between 2 songs, Warning and Minority.
So which one did you pick? Either or? I have Minority.
If you're going to make me pick right now, I would pick Warning.
Live life without warning.
Yes. I had them both up as the same thing
I
because I
gotcha,
liked
I
them
gotcha.
for the same reason, and I just felt like they really belong together for the subject matter.
I have Minority.
Well, you know what? For the sake, we'll live life without warning and change it to minority so we
Yes.
can have something on
I
our
pray
list.
for all. Fuck them all.
Yeah, I like minority because it's just an anthem for people who are affected by the majority. You know, I like
Again, I'm a dick.
Because it's a radio song.
There was radio, like I listened to the Dookie radio songs, and I listened to the Insomniac radio songs, but once I started getting into Nimrod and stuff, and see, that was my problem with Green Day, is the bigger they got, the more radio play they got, like the more those songs started to drive me nuts. It's like I loved all of them when I first heard them, and then just each time I heard them,
A little less.
a little less.
I gotcha.
And unfortunately, I'm sadly that kind of person.
It's okay.
Okay. Before we leave minority, I wanted to say one thing. I thought it was really important because I felt like Warning and Minority laid the groundwork for American Idiot to show up.
Fair, yeah, totally fair.
You know, and
Yeah,
people
I
could
see that.
expect it and then still be like, "Holy shit!" Like people thought Green Day were, leaving the spotlight. Okay, they've been riding Longview forever, and now, but it's set up for American Idiot.
Joe,
I'll agree with that. All right, let's just throw it against the wall, see if it sticks here. I'm gonna go with Nice Guys Finish Last.
you know what? That was actually a late cut for me too. I mean, it was a radio tune, so it had that against it.
Of course.
But again, of the radio tune, because I'm a sucker for a good track one,
Yeah.
and that's a good track one.
Yeah.
And so it made my initial cut, and then I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I understand.
Well, the same thing happened to Hitchin' a Ride for me, which also stood up way better than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I heard them so
I understand.
much when they came
I
out.
understand.
I know I'm not gonna hit. I'm trying to like hone in on Kyle here because I know I'm not gonna. Nothing is gonna match Joe.
You never know.
I guess
might
it's
get
possible.
something.
But I have one radio song, and I'm sure you don't know that it's a radio song, so I'm pretty sure you don't have it. You know, okay, I'm gonna toss the other radio song off Insomniac out. Geek Stink Breath.
Sorry.
Nope.
I'm all alone. That's okay.
All by myself.
I'm all by myself. It's all right. You know, there's gonna be a couple that you just toss out just to see if you land it. All right, what you got, Kyle?
Okay, number 5. All right, this is the most radio-y Green Day song ever.
Uh-oh.
It's Basket Case.
Yep.
I had to put it on the list. I couldn't not, even if it was Green Day's quote unquote magnum opus or whatever. I felt like obviously I wasn't around listening to the radio in 1994.
Right.
But looking back on it and doing years of Green Day history, I felt like it really opened up the mainstream to like a post Nirvana world, and it really helped shape the 90s music. I feel like there's not a 90s collaboration that you don't see that doesn't have like Basket Case or whatever other song, Brain Stew, on it, and it's that sent the band into the stratosphere. And I feel like if Basket Case never came out, maybe there would have never been American Idiot. So how could I not?
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
See, for me, Longview's the unforgivable one. Like I can understand anybody coming with Welcome to Paradise, Basket Case. Longview's the one that I've heard so many times that it's just like, you guys did a good cover of it.
Oh, thank you.
I will say that. But it's one of the songs that I think I liked it as a kid because it says masturbation.
I mean, and when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, you can never not have fun with that. How can I lose it?
Yeah. But yeah, I did not have Basket Case. Surprise, surprise.
Didn't see that one coming.
Joe, you're up.
Man, this is gonna be. I don't know if any of these that I have
Brutal.
left are going to hit. But I'll just throw it out there. You just mentioned it. Man, I really can't talk tonight. Welcome to Paradise.
Oh, okay. No Kyle.
Nothing.
No.
Oh, dang.
Even though it has that bitchin' bass groove at the end, in the middle of the song,
Yeah.
it just didn't cut it for me. I don't know why.
Well, for me, I was trying to make room for newer Green Day because I felt like I wasn't being fair to it. So like as I'm cutting older stuff, I'm looking at radio stuff first to get rid of.
Yeah.
So I mean that was my thought process.
Makes sense.
You know,
Makes sense.
Plus everybody knows that about me.
You know,
Yeah, well, I already knew that coming in. But like I said, when I was listening, I was like, oh, man, I don't have a very long list at all. It's not going to go well.
I kind of feel bad because I didn't. The newest Green Day I have on my list is from 21st Century Breakdown, and I really liked Uno Dos Tres. Like, I went out and bought the records as they came out.
I feel like I picked, I think 3, maybe 4 from Uno Dos Tres. And again, like I said, I was kind of forcing them in there. I wanted to give them another listen before I got here today to, okay, yeah, and we'll see. We'll see how the lists are going.
Okay.
And I'll toss them out there later.
I do have one of them in my honorable mention,
Ooh,
though.
okay.
So we'll see.
Well, and you know, just for if you feel like you're not landing, this is how I do it. I try to play my list as I'm going. I see how the room's going, and then I hop into honorable mentions and try to see if I can land some of those.
Okay.
So, you know, if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with your list, hop into those honorable mentions, man. That's why you got them. I'm going to trot something off of Dookie, but I have a feeling it's not going to land.
I don't know. I got a Dookie deep cut up here.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's see. We'll see.
Okay, I've got several, but we're going to start with the one on the list. I got Chump.
Don't got chump.
I know, Joe.
Let me check my list here.
Joe
Let's see, Chump. Hold on, I got to really look at the list. No, I don't got Chump.
I mean, the first line explains it all. I don't know you, but I think I hate you. You're the reason for my misery.
I love that line. You know what the source material was driven off of?
No.
It was
Look at you with the history.
Oh man, well, all right, settle on, kids. I'm gonna take you for a wild ride. So when Green Day was touring for Kerplunk, that's when he met Adrienne, his wife,
Oh.
for the first time, like in 1993 or 92, something like that. And she, believe, lives in Minnesota. So he met her, and she had a boyfriend, but they really they kicked it off. Like, you could tell that they were feeling each other. That song is about that guy. I don't know you, but I think I hate you. You're the reason for my misery because I'm so in love with this beautiful creature in Minnesota that I don't even know who you are, but I hate you because I can't get with you.
Yeah.
And song 2,000 Light Years Away is also about her. 80.
Oh, that was a late cut for me. 80.
Yeah, 80, because her name's Adrienne, or, short 80.
Yeah.
Huh.
Look at you.
Huh.
Doing some studying.
Hey.
All I did was-
Researcher.
Studying, man, I studied this when I was in, 6th grade, man. I have a massive backlog of Green Day knowledge that I'm really glad is being put to use.
Just gotta wait for the time for the story to come out.
Yeah, this is the perfect time for it. All right, Kyle, you're up.
Okay, where was I? Number 5? Let's do. Number 6 was Homecoming, so we'll do number 7. Oh man, this is probably not gonna be on anybody's list, but I don't know. It's off of their B-sides record, Shenanigans.
Okay.
Anything?
I have one off of Shenanigans. We'll
All
see.
right.
I have no idea.
Haha, you're dead.
Yes!
Yes! Oh,
Yes!
yes. Oh, man. It feels good to connect when you don't think it's coming.
Right?
Okay, so Haha, You're Dead. It was penned by Mike Dirnt. He wrote the song, the bassist. And I chose it because they don't have any other song that sounds quite like that one. It's a great, real, fuck you, you were an asshole when you're here, now you're gonna be an asshole on the ground, and, it's a little dark,
Yeah.
but, it's appropriate. I think I played it, if we're allowed to get a little political here, I played it when Antonin Scalia died, to be honest with you. But,
I get it, though.
That's my personal thing. I hope we don't have to, I hope nobody wants to kill me out there. I'm sorry. But if you want to kill me and I end up dying, you can play Haha, You're Dead.
There you go.
All right, Joe.
All right. Fuck it. 21 Guns.
Oh, man. I that was my song. That was my song, but I didn't put it on my list because of radio.
Is that one just because you know the song, Joe? Or do you like the song?
I mean, a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. I don't know. I don't really remember why I put it on there, but I do know the song. I know the song, obviously.
Okay.
No, I know what it was because I downloaded it for Rock Band 2 way back.
Hell yeah,
way
me
back
too.
in the time, and I just remember I really rocked that. So that was when I was going through, and that one came up as, oh yeah, I rocked that on fucking Rock Band.
Did you know that Green Day did a promotion for that? That like if you bought their songs on Rock Band and like you were able to like friend code their their gamer tag on Xbox, that if you got picked, you could play with them.
Huh.
You could play with Rock Band with Green Day
I
online.
didn't know that.
Yep.
I
Whoa.
didn't know that.
I tried to make it, but I didn't.
That's what's up.
I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
I don't know where to go because I know nothing on my list is going to hit Joe at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah, no, probably not. Unless you throw out a radio song.
And it's weird because Kyle and I are hitting on like some of the weird ones, like "Ha Ha, You're Dead" of all
Yeah.
things. Let's see if. Okay, this is outside of my top 10. This is an honorable mention.
Okay.
It's off Insomniac. Like I said, I'm deep Insomniac, and if for no other reason than the opening bass line, Panic song.
I didn't even. Oh, man, that would have been. I think that would have been on my list if I just didn't. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I felt like Panic Song should have been the one to open the album. To be honest with you,
Right.
Talking about opening songs.
I mean, look, Armitage Shanks is on my list. So, but yeah, like you could swap those, and the album still plays just as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, I don't know. I'm gonna put a mark by it because by the way we're looking, I don't know how much we're gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna
right.
land.
Go ahead and
Okay.
mark it.
I'm gonna put a mark by it as if we need it, it's there to come back to. What do you got, Kyle?
Okay. What's it? We're on number 8 now. All right. It's off of their first record, so I don't know if anybody's got any of that, but it's going to Pasalacqua.
I had it again. It was a late cut.
I just picked it because it was one of the early tunes that really aided in shaping their sound. You could hear Dookie in it. I felt like you can maybe hear all the way up into Insomniac, but it's just like a coming of age song done right, and that's what most of the 1039 songs are about.
All right, Joe. Hey, you got to keep trying. You never know, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Hitch it a ride.
It was surprisingly late. A surprisingly late cut for me, considering.
Don't get it, sorry.
I know. I'm really shooting in the dark now.
Well, since I tossed Armitage Shanks out there already, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the convo. Armitage Shanks. Do you got it, Kyle?
No, sorry. No Armitage.
Again, it's just a great opening track. And I'm just such a sucker for a track one. All right, you're up.
Okay, number 9. This is my other Dookie song, this deep cut, Sassafras Roots.
Oh, God. I almost had that, too.
Well, I liked it. Killer bass line. It's one of the first Green Day bass lines I learned. And it's just a song about wasting time, doing nothing with the people that you like.
It bums me out because, like I said, I was trying to make new room for newer Green Day, so I just kept cutting.
Put a half check up there,
You know what?
If you're
Might need
so
it.
close,
We might need it.
Probably need it. Probably need it.
Sassafras Roots.
You're not getting anything from me.
This is a first, though. Yeah, but again, like I still think that's fine because it forced you to explore a band that you thought you really loved.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it works the other way. Like you explore a band that you think you kind of like and you end up loving, and sometimes it's gonna go the other way. So it's a deprogrammed first. Good for you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm a first.
And it's your turn. So
All right, perfect. Well, I do know this song very well
Oh,
because
The world is round.
yes, it is. It was the SmackDown theme. Know Your Enemy.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
exactly
that was a cool song. I really liked that song when it
but
came
didn't-
out.
but didn't make it.
Didn't make my list.
well, that's the problem with all those newer radio songs from them. Is like when I first hear them, I love "Know Your Enemy." I did.
It had a cool music video.
It just
I like the guitar.
I mean,
really like it.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
That's all it takes for me.
It kind of sounds like a reworking of American Idiot, if you ask
A
me.
little bit. I mean, I think anything from like American Idiot on kind of all sounds the same a little bit. Kind of those three chords over and over again.
Hey, there's a fourth chord.
Oh, there's a fourth.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they throw that fourth one in there.
Oh,
But yeah, I agree. It's kind of another step of American Idiot.
I'm going to toss this one out there
Okay.
because I haven't. It's the only one I have from American Idiot, and you guys both like American Idiot, so it might be possible. Might be possible. I've been sitting on it. It's in my honorable mentions. Are We the Waiting / St. Jimmy?
Oh, St. Jimmy. Yeah.
So you got-
That's
Yeah.
the same song. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't have it, but that made the list, so I'm chill. Cool.
All right,
with it.
so you've got St. Jimmy.
I
but
sure
not
do.
Are We the Waiting? Okay, so I'll put a mark by St. Jimmy.
And you know, when Billy Joe announces he's playing "Are We the Waiting," he calls it. All right, this song's called St. Jimmy, and then they play "Are We the Waiting?"
Right,
It's
right.
St. Jimmy.
Ah,
Yeah.
I had no idea. See, well, I guess maybe if I paid, I was pretty drunk at that Green Day concert. Let's be fair.
Let's just make a point that one of your songs in your list was on my list.
Yes, that's insane.
Just need to
It's nuts.
talk about that for a second.
All right, you're up again, Kyle.
Okay, well,
Let's try to save us.
This is my last. Well, actually, you know what? Let's throw out an honorable mention song because I don't feel like giving up my last one yet. Okay, we will do "Horseshoes and Hand Grenades" from 21st Century Breakdown.
I don't have it, but I feel like it made my initial 50, and then when I trimmed down,
Well, again, it's another really good, like, fuck you, I'm not messing around. You know, so it was one that I was really drawn to when I first heard the album. And it's not a radio hit.
yes. All right, Joe. Just laughter when we go to Joe.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Because this one, you already talked about it before, but
Oh, really?
it's really all I got left on my list, so I
Uh-oh.
just got to say it. It's a long view.
You know, Longview made my honorable mention.
Oh,
Oh, does
look
that
at
mean
me,
it's
the
in?
asshole. Yeah, it's in the conversation. It's in. I'll put a mark by you.
Who would have thought?
It's a great bass line. I like it. I mean, I played it.
Again, it's just those, you know, I got to figure out a way to like get over that when I'm doing these shows, but I can't. Like,
Well,
it's just hard for
I
me.
mean, if
I
you-
had the pleasure of being able to listen to it, like, with hindsight, you know,
Yeah.
or without hindsight.
If it's something that just makes you cringe your teeth, then I understand not want to put it on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
like-
bite your lip and
Yeah.
close your eyes.
Yeah,
Hey-o.
exactly.
All right, so I'm going to toss the last one out on my list, and then I'll blast through a couple of these honorable mentions after the next time around. I've got The Grouch off of Nimrod, track 3.
That's a good one.
I was a young boy that had big plans. Now I'm just another shitty old man. Life's a bitch and so am I. The world owes me, so fuck you.
Yeah, I like that. The what's it? The Green Day fan site. Have you ever gone to there?
No, I
The
haven't.
Green Day Authority. They just report news and do a lot of cool like contests and shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They have some merch. They have a T-shirt, and it had and the what it is like it's a 6-pack of beers,
Oh.
but it's brand
Apathy?
Apathy.
I got a 6-pack
And,
of
like,
apathy.
Yeah, I've been wanting that T-shirt since I was like 15.
I just love Life's a bitch and so am I. The world owes me, so fuck you. And like that's how the song ends too. So it's just super catchy. But I'm guessing by your body language you don't have it. No. No.
Yeah, it's a no.
I know
for me.
about it.
I know Joe
It's a no-
doesn't.
It's a no for me.
I know Joe doesn't. You know what? I actually have more on. I have 2 more on my list, but you're up.
Okay. I'll do the same thing you're doing. I'll give you my last one, and then we'll bust through some of the honorable mentions later on. I have as my number 10, East Jesus Nowhere.
Oh my god. That was such a late cut. Like literally this morning cut.
It's a song about like the 1,000-year-old misuse of religion to, you know, fuck people over, and you know, I appreciated that, and I plus that song, like hearing it, like have you heard that song? It's beautiful, and not only beautiful, but like it's beautiful like in a fiery rage, and you know, That solo was really cool too. You could download that song for Rock Band 2 as well, and I downloaded it, and that solo was insanely difficult, and I played it over 100 times. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Joe, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
Oh no, no. I got nothing.
Well,
No.
I'll tell you guys something. This is what happened to me. This morning I had it down to 30, and I was getting ready to make my final cuts. My internet goes out, so Spotify is not working. And so I'm looking at songs and like going, okay, I guess this one will go. And like not having that last listen. Like,
is that what happened to East Jesus?
yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, okay, well, I'll just drop it. I feel like it probably would have gotten saved had I had that one last listen, or at least
That's
for
funny
an
that
honorable
you
mention.
mentioned that it would be saved. Hallelujah.
Perfect phrasing. Who knew? Okay, Joe.
All right.
You want to empty out what you got? Let's see if anything
it's
lands.
literally the last song
Oh, okay.
on my list.
Okay.
And I don't think either of you have it. It's from American Idiot. It's What's Her Name.
That's an honorable mention for me.
Okay,
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song.
I
fell
love
in
I
love
love
with
that song. I love that song.
What's her name?
I don't know,
Get there on
man.
there. I
I
don't
don't
either.
know.
All
I
right.
think what's her name is her name.
I've got two songs left on my list. I'm going to toss them both out and see. I know neither's going to hit Joe. I'm going to see if Kyle's got either.
Okay.
I've got
okay.
FOD from Dookie,
Mm,
and I've got No Pride from Insomniac.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So now we're going to let's see where are we at time? We're at 55. If you want to toss out a couple honorable mentions just to see if anything sticks.
Yeah. Brutal Love from Trey.
Again, I didn't get to I think all I have is Let Yourself Go, Nuclear Family,
Nice.
Lazy Bones, and Stop When the Red Lights Flash.
Those are all really good songs, but I just felt like, as much as I like the newer ones, it's really the middle Green Day that has my most favorite ones, you know?
Oh my god, we actually have 10.
Oh, wonderful.
We made it.
Yeah,
Made
Made
it.
it to 10.
we got 10.
Who would have thought of that?
Just to blow through some of my honorable mentions, I have Redundant, Fashion Victim, Burnout, Christian's Inferno, Having a Blast, Pulling Teeth.
Pulling Teeth.
Pulling Teeth.
Honorable mention.
All right, so I'm gonna. Well, see
Yeah.
now we're getting into territory where we got to cut something. All right, we got Walking Contradiction, King for a Day. First of all, this is the first show where nothing has landed on all three lists.
Oh,
Perfect.
So
okay.
Another first.
we got Walking Contradiction, King for a Day, Haha You're Dead, Saint Jimmy, Pulling Teeth, American Idiot, Homecoming, Minority, Basket Case, Longview, What's Her Name? And I'm gonna say if we're cutting any of them, we got to cut Longview.
That's fine by me.
Okay, I understand.
We got to
and-
cut Longview.
Okay, cut
Okay.
it.
Cut it.
Especially we have Basket Case.
You know, yeah, you don't need Longview if you
don't
have
need
basket
yeah,
case.
don't need Longview. So let me just make sure again. We got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful radio. 7, 8, 9, 10. We made it.
There it is.
Hey.
All right.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw to a song here, and when we're going to come back, we're going to do the second hour. I'm not recording it, so good for you. And we're going to play our list, and it's a first in deprogrammed history, a third one.
Yeah.
So
3 in one night.
how about that? But in the
what's
meantime, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. And if you dig what's happening here at Deprogrammed, you dig what's happening here at Radio Free Radio, number one, thank you. That's awesome. But there's one thing that you could do that would be super helpful to us. That's going to patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. $1 a month. That's $12 in a year. $12, man.
$1 will make you holla.
It will really. Matt will holla.
Literally.
Every time we get a new patron, Matt hollas.
You will literally get content for a year, or you could just get 3 coffees.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
You can buy what? 3 coffees for $1?
No. I'm saying like for $12 whole dollars.
Yeah.
You'd only get about 3 coffees.
This is true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Or
it's-
you get a year of content.
And I mean, right now we're sitting at 16 hours of content a week, and it's gonna grow. Like we have new shows in the development. I'm thinking about doing a morning program because I'm stupid. Because that's the last thing I need in my life. But I'm thinking about it. We're gonna figure it out. I just, this is something I'm super passionate about. This is something we here at Radio Free Radio are super passionate about, and there's a lot of people who are getting on board with what we're doing, and we'd love to have you aboard too, and love to have you involved in any way you see fit. If that means giving $1 to the Patreon, awesome. If it means you just want to keep listening to live shows, that's great too, because we need that as well. So just, thank you so much. I'm gonna play us out here, and then when we come back, we're playing Green Day tunes. That's happening.
Oh, yes.
All right, Green Day people, love 'em, learn them and love them.